Yo, what's up, people? For those of you who went to my blog TV show last Saturday, you may have seen me paint this monstrosity. Some sort of weird armadillo lizard thing with wheel feet, or I don't know. Well, thanks guys for coming out. It was right fun. I think I should do it more often. Anyways, welcome to the next episode of Weigh-In Wednesday. On a Monday? Yeah, sorry guys, I haven't been keeping up with the video schedule. Normally I would just say, I'm lazy! But actually I'm really quite busy. I have a full-time job, and on the weekends, I started helping out on a film set. I took a bit of behind-the-scenes footage of the film that I'll show you guys in the future. In the movie there's even some driving scenes, so we had to block off entire roads. We had to set up roadblocks, and I had to be a traffic director. So there's a director directing the film, some actors, some guy on camera, and me. I was a traffic director. There you go. I'm gonna be a traffic director when I grow up.
That's a very noble career choice.
So anyways, in my last video I talked about how leading a healthy lifestyle is essentially a learned behavior. Something you could learn to be good at. One of the most important processes of getting better at anything is knowledge. Understanding how things work. And a great way to gain knowledge is through reading. That's why you have to read so many damn textbooks in school. As Fred Penner once said, reading is the key to learning. We live in the information age, meaning we have easy access to knowledge and information through the internet. As I said, we at least have enough knowledge to get started on this process. I feel like in this day and age, at least compared to past generations, that we have a more well-rounded view of the world, or at least how things work. Think of it this way, say you're walking down the street and you see a bird. You find yourself wanting to know more about this bird, just because of curiosity. Well, that's easy. Just look it up online on Google. Everything you want to know at your fingertips. But before the internet, how would you curb your curiosity? Well, you had to go to the library or the bookstore. But most people wouldn't go that far out of their way to curb a little bit of their curiosity. But for those who are just curious enough to actually sign out or buy a book about that bird, would probably read a significant portion or the whole book. But for those who look it up online, probably just look up just enough to curb their curiosity. So nowadays, people generally have small bits of information and knowledge from a variety of different subjects. Before the internet, people generally had more knowledge on fewer subjects or became experts on fewer subjects. So it's great we have an ease of access to information and this wide palette of knowledge. But the long narrative is important too, also known as books. So when my friend suggested to buy this book, I decided to get it. When you look up stuff online, you get small bits of knowledge from a vast variety of sources. As I said, this is great, but on the internet, some of the information can contradict, be inconsistent, and then there's the fact that anyone could post information on the internet. So unless you go ahead and backtrack every source of information you get on the internet, you're not really sure of the quality of the information or the source. When you get information from a book, you can check the quality of the source and the author's credentials. The information is organized and usually explain why things work, and the information is consistent. It's good to learn from one method so you get a familiar wavelength in some sort of direction. So this book, The 4-Hour Body, An Uncommon Guide to Rapid Fat Loss, Incredible Sex, and Becoming a Superhuman. To be honest, this title made me more curious than anything. I mean, my ultimate goal is to lead a healthy lifestyle, not necessarily become a superhuman. But this is intriguing, but I'm already pretty good at that, obviously.
Using your hand doesn't count.
Oh, you're such an asshole! So anyways, I'm actually pretty curious what's in this section of this book. Drawings of vaginas! Anyways, I actually started reading the book. I'm about 100 pages in. As I said, just to be more knowledgeable on the subject, so I have things to think about or things to use. So far it reiterates that slow change method that I've already adopted, but one of the things that it exclaims most is to record your process. It doesn't matter what, but record something. An example in this book was a man who decided to record his weight every day. And he actually made an effort to keep his diet exactly the way it was. So basically he had no routine change, no diet change, All he did was record his weight every day. In fact, he didn't even try to eat better. He tried to eat just as bad as he used to. But over some time, he managed to lose 20 pounds just by simply recording his process. The theory was that subconsciously he made tiny changes over time. They say there was no way to actually pinpoint these actual changes. It's just that subconsciously, tiny changes were made. At a subconscious level alone, he was able to lose weight by simply recording his process. Keeping this in mind, I'd say start creating habits by storing information to your long-term memory. Unless you have brain damage or some sort of disease, your brain storage space is infinite. Once you store something in your long-term memory, it's there for good. And if you create habits and routine in your long-term memory, it's there to stay. It's sort of like riding a bike. Once you know how to ride a bike, you know how to ride a bike. That's what's more than just a bike, you know. And I mean, the worst thing you could do is get rusty at something, but even then you could pick up whatever you were learning pretty quick again. So as I said, healthy eating routine, a learned process. Once you're good at it, I think you're good at it. So my plan to lead a healthy lifestyle is basically just be better at leading a healthy lifestyle, not doing some diet I'm gonna do for a while or some exercise routine I'm gonna do for a while. I'm just gonna be good at it in general for the rest of my life, sort of thing. So anyways, you might be wondering how I'm doing. When I checked my weight on Wednesday, when I was actually supposed to do this video, it was 172.8. I think it even since then went down a little bit. One thing I do have to say is overall weight isn't the best way to measure overall progress. I mean, when you're working out, you're likely to lose fat but gain muscle, so overall your weight might not even change. As for me, overall I only lost a few pounds, but I definitely lost a lot of fat and gained a lot of muscle, especially in my legs. I feel like every day I go to the gym or eat well, I get more and more energy each day. I'm doing more and more work at the gym each time I go, and my cravings for junk food have surprisingly become eliminated. This is quite surprising because before this diet I ate nothing but junk food. There's a pizza in my freezer right now that when I look at it, I don't crave it whatsoever. I saw a pizza commercial yesterday and the pizza looked delicious and I was actually quite hungry, but surprisingly I didn't crave it, which I find kind of odd, but at the same time pretty awesome. Multiple times per week I've been going to the gym and I've been exercising with the bikes, and every day I've been going a little bit longer and I've been increasing the resistance of the bikes. My legs feel like pillars of steel right now. Oh, and my butt muscles. All I'm saying is if I was at a birthday party and I sat on their birthday cake, they might be mad at first, but then they'd be looking at the cake and be like, wow, I want to eat that cake just because of that sexy indent. So yeah, anyways, everything is going great. To get anywhere, to learn anything, to grow, you have to get out of your comfort zone. I guess my best advice is to let that feeling of uncomfort inspire you, knowing that that feeling of uncomfort is parallel to growth. So anyways, leave some thoughts, ideas, or some health tips in the comments below. I dare ya. And I implore you to look at the comments that are already down there. Maybe you'll learn something. Peace. My burrito videos.